honor and we salute our men and women who serve and appreciate them very much. So, Scott, use that. Keep it up close.
God bless. My wife Sherry might have had to help me get up the steps, but I made it. I had a little sore back incident a while back. My name's James Clayton Senea, but if you call me James, I'll just keep on walking. My name's Scott, and I'm blessed enough to have a wife I admire. I got 3 kids, and one of them's a pharmacist at Walgreens, the other 2's in school, and I got 3 grandkids. My son's blessed me with one that's in the deaf and blind school at St. Augustine. I'm real proud of her, and the other 2 go to school here locally. I guess I can start off in 1976. I was saved and baptized at McAlpin Avenue Christian Church, and that's where my son lives now, in McAlpin. And I attended there, went to work at Occidental, and I worked there till '88. I was a heavy equipment operator out there, and I was like a little kid in a big sandbox. I run drag lines and pans and bulldozers, and that's all I ever thought I ever wanted to do until I met Joe Peavy. And Joe Peavy in Madison gave me a job as a deputy in 1988. And I guess the Lord has been saving me from death. I don't know how many times. I can remember my first traffic stop in a little town called Eridu on 19 and 27. It was in the evening, and this was my first traffic stop, and I was so scared. I didn't know how to. I went to the academy, and everything was fine, and thought I was cut out for that job. But on my very first traffic stop, it was an old man in a red Dodge pickup. He had a big old woman hat on that you wear in the garden, and he was headed toward Perry. And I'm not the public speaker. I'm a little nervous, but when I stopped him, everything was fine. He was coming from a softball game. He was headed back home, but he had a quilt over his legs. And when I looked down, there was a .22 rifle sticking out from the quilt about that far, and on the other end, the hammer was back. It was a single-shot Ithaca rifle. And I knew it was Ithaca because my dad had gave me one when I was 13 years old. So I knew exactly what, and it was a .22 single-shot rifle, loaded from the top. And I looked down at that, and I looked at him, and I said, "Sir, never mind them blue lights back there. I haven't seen you. You haven't seen me. And if you would just let me go back to my car." He said, "We got a deal." I said, "We got a deal." So when I walked back to my car, and he commenced on to Perry, I called the FBI. I don't know who all called on the radio, but when he got to Perry, when they drug him by me, he said, "I thought we had a deal." I said, "Well, man got to do what a man got to do." I was the last one he talked to. That was my first traffic stop. So I think about that every time I stop somebody now. And I went to the National Guard in 1979. And me and Dale go way back, and I was in the quarry platoon, and I did everything in there from hurricanes. I remember fighting a fire in 1998 on a bulldozer in Palm Bay. We had big fires all over Florida then, and I had got caught in one of them fires. And the Lord saved me then. I don't know how many times the Lord saved me from death on my job, from going into a house with a fellow fixing to commit suicide. I won't never forget him sitting on the couch, and the Lord just blessed me on that day. He just gave me the 357 when I walked in there, and he went on with me to the hospital. And when I was in the Guards, I got sent to Desert Storm. That was in 1990. And I was at a Patriot missile site on a bulldozer, because that's what I did in the Guards. And in the Guards, they have like battalions and regiments and divisions and companies. Well, I was with this company that did just Patriot missile batteries. And every company has what they call a basic load. And their basic load consisted of all kinds of explosives. And they were buried in the ground. And they wanted me on that bulldozer to... Over there is like that much baby powder on a bed of rock. And it is not easy to bulldoze over there. And it's real, real dusty. But anyway, I fell into that basic load with that loader, with that bulldozer, and scraped And how that stuff didn't explode, I'll never know. He saved me that day. And in 2006, October, I was getting treated for a regular colonoscopy. I had an incident in the jail where I got into it with a fellow that I had arrested. And this is how the Lord works. He kicked me. And when he kicked me, I had problems with it the next month or two, and I couldn't figure out exactly what it was. So I went to Dr. Bush in Lake City, and I thought it was just a hernia or something. And come to find out, he thought it was something clogged up in my intestines. So I got a colonoscopy. Next thing I know, I was in 16 hours of surgery and in the hospital for 16 days. And I had stage 4 colon cancer, and my wife never left my side. She stayed right there on the floor for 16 days. And after I had surgery and I come back home, I opened up the Bible to James 5:14. And when I opened it up, that was the oil and the elders of the church. And I come here, and that's when I was anointed with oil. And I have been healed ever since of colon cancer. And the Lord has not just saved me from death over and over and over. And I am blessed enough to know that He hadn't healed me from death. He has saved me from hell. So God bless.